In my life, I wish that I could be more articulate about the things that I see and experience and feel, but more often than not, the most profound things I've experienced in my life and moments are beyond the words that I can effectively capture them. But I think that there's always something important about those moments, and so they always stick with me, even if I can't articulate them. And anytime I've met Elisabetta Foradori, I have that same kind of experience. She's really inspiring, enchanting. I don't know what it is, but she's just, you can tell when you're with her that she's a special person in the world. And that has, there could be no wine on the table. It almost has nothing to do with that. But I think all of the wines that she makes kind of capture some of that essence. And you know, her story of, you know, I think she took over the winery from her father in '85 or '86, somewhere in there. And it was, you know, she was quite young at the time. She'd been working with fairly commercial industrial producers in the region. And the way that she kind of transformed the domain, the way that she's kind of championed not only for her own domain in the region, but to really be a leader in biodynamics and working sustainably in the vineyards. I think she's just been such an important person to not only the Dolomites and that region in Italy, but across the world in the way that she has really had a massive impact on so many people. But her wines are just really special. I was at the domain at the winery with her last year, and we got to taste some old bottles from the cellar. But just everything about that experience is really inspiring. And you visit the vineyard, you see some of the composting and all, just the vibrancy of each vineyard, and then you visit other producers in the region, and you just hear the reverence that they all have for her is pretty special. And you know, if you talk about what makes a winemaker great or what makes a winemaker special, some of these things I think speak to the things that I can't quite articulate. I could have brought any one of her wines. There's not a bottle of Elisabetta Foradori's wines that I taste that doesn't really excite me. The Manzoni Bianco or Pinot Bianco, the Nociola is an absolutely beautiful wine. All of the wines have such a distinct personality, but they're all really exciting. And this is and don't correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a new cuvée. I think 14 was the first release that she did.
Yes, this is not actually made from her vineyard, but a biodynamic vineyard of a friend, which is about 80 years old vines in a really wild place. Actually, the name Fuoripista means off-piste, means like literally out of sight, out of mind vineyard. And it's a very wild and very beautiful vineyard, but obviously appeals to her love of biodynamics.